Good evening, all. This is a late night report. I've just got back from today's pro Brexit march organised by UK Freedom Marches in Westminster, and what a day it's been. Met up with a lot of good friends. We probably had somewhere between 6 to 8k on the march. Not that the press will have told you about that because they've only reported on the Remainer march. They've also not mentioned, of course, that a lot of the Remainers got free transport in from wherever they were coming, courtesy of George Soros. Yes, they even admitted it to us that they had free coaches turning up when we were debating with some of them. So I watched the first few speeches at Millbank on our parade, and then slipped off with a few of the guys from March for England. We thought we'd go and see how the other side are doing, go and have a pint in the St Stephen's Tavern, which is one of the regular haunts when we're up there. Little bit of fun really, walking through that lot when you've got a t-shirt like this on. Yes, that's a Vote Leave t-shirt. So I started to engage in conversation with some of them. It was quite interesting. Many of them, when you start hitting them with facts and figures, would walk away, put their hand up and run for their safe space. I did have a good conversation with one guy at the end of it though, who was agreeing with me on a lot of things and said that he'd have to reconsider some bits, and he didn't think that we were bad. He agrees with us that our own system needs sorting out, but as I said to him, we can't sort our own system out until we're outside the EU. I did get some quite funny comments. Some of the highlights of the day were three people trying to engage with us along the embankment, and my friend Darren started chatting with them. Turns out they were all German. They were on the Remain march, and this woman started screaming, "Why do you want to have us kicked out of the UK?" And we pointed out to her that nobody's going to kick you out of the UK. In fact, on Thursday, Sajid Javid, the Home Secretary, said that anybody from the UK can stay here. Didn't she know? And then she got all upset and said, "Why should I pay £65 to stay in my own home?" £65 to process the paperwork for settlement. You've got a right to stay here, and UK citizens pay more than that in the EU now. And they've been given no such assurances that they can stay. And when we pointed this out, we got, you cannot argue with these people. They are completely bonkers. Walk away, walk away. So we had that. I had a chat with a guy at the St Stephen's Tavern who got quite animated and said that it was driven by xenophobia and Little Englanders. And I pointed out that I live in Hayes, which is a very ethnically diverse area that had nearly 60% Leave vote. When I asked him where he was living, he said Italy. I said, hang on, you're here from Italy to complain about our democratic right to protest. You're here from Italy and you're telling me that we can't leave the EU, yet you've left the UK. And he was very upset. "Oh, I'm a British citizen. I have a right." I said, "You have a perfect right." I said, "But why are you living in Italy and then complaining about what's going on over here?" And when I pointed out to him that the Italians have just voted for a Eurosceptic parties, but it's far right. Five Star aren't far right. They're centre left. Okay, League and Order right wing, but you know the bigger partner in the coalition is actually centre left. I got the usual hand up. "Oh, go away! I can't talk to you." And I also had a little chat with the Boris lookalike from the to Brexit campaign, and I was talking to him about the European arrest warrant, and he didn't have a clue about it. Also, when I started chucking in stuff like Eurofor, Eurogendarmerie, Europol, Cyrene, not a clue. So then he had to go to his made his excuses and went to his adoring crowd for some more photographs. So yeah, it was quite fun. Once again, we're supposed to be the thick people on the Leave side, but the Remain side just basically couldn't debate. When they were losing the debate, they walked away. And the real funny one, and I love it. It's always my nuke that I chuck in when people say you know nothing about the way Brussels operates. What are you qualified? I was actually an assistant to an MEP for 6 months, and you see their little heads explode. It's quite funny. In fact, that was the final conversation of the day. Two young ladies on the tube back started poking fun, and I said, "Oh, you've been on your mobile phone, so I take it you're worried about Article 11 and Article 13 of the new European copyright laws." She didn't know what I was talking about, and I said, "Well, you've got a meme up on the screen at the moment, you won't be able to get that." "Ah, but my human rights matter more than a meme, and the European Union guarantees my human rights." So really? So I asked her about the European arrest warrant, and she had no clue, and she then started getting abusive. And again, it was, "What do you know about Brussels?" I said, "Have you ever been there?" She said, "Well, no." I said, "Have you ever seen the European?" "No, but I do my research. What do you know?" "Used to be a researcher for an MEP, love." "Oh, we haven't seen all of the European Union." I said, "Of course I haven't. Of course I haven't seen all of the European Union." "Well, you don't know then." I said, "Well, I've seen a bit more than you have. Uh, how do you justify what you're saying?" Oh, you're oppressing me, you're oppressing me," and ran away, throwing a load of insults over her shoulder. And I just shouted at her, "Well, I really, really hope that your human rights are not taken away when somebody comes to lift you on a European arrest warrant with no evidence." No comeback, just a load of vitriol. But on the whole today, I was really impressed with our side of the march. Lots of people turning out from all over the country at their own expense. And something I noticed, talking to the people from the Remain side, a lot of people from other EU countries, not British citizens, some expats there who were worried about what's going to happen to them. Well, if I was them, I'd be worried as well. But we've guaranteed EU citizens' rights in the UK. Why aren't the EU guaranteeing theirs? None of them wanted to discuss that at all. And there was just a basic lack of ability to debate. And I'm sorry, the press need to hold their heads in shame, because I've been looking through some of the stuff online. No mention of our march at all. They're bigging up, saying it's 100,000. There was nowhere near 100,000, and they had all their expenses paid for. Our guys didn't. So, nah, sorry, not going to wash, guys. Thanks very much. Good night.